to WLIT We Lit TV, and this is our 4th show for SANDCRAB Talk. I'm Cameron, sitting in for Angelina Cruz at the sports desk. And now I'll send you over to the football classroom with Jonathan Bunch, our guest host this week, and Coach Pat Brown.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of SANDCRAB's Talk. I'm John Bunch, I'll be your host again this week. Our usual host, Eric Dunn, is out. And so, as always, we're joined by our head coach, Pat Brown.
Yep.
Welcome, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, Coach, so last Friday night, you guys go on the road to New Smyrna.
Right.
Important game, district standings, at stake, playoff implications. Close game throughout, defensive battle primarily, but ultimately it was New Smyrna that gets the win. They score a late touchdown in the fourth quarter to pull away, and then ultimately we're on the wrong end, 13-3. So You've had some time to think about it, revisit the tape, I'm sure. So what are your overall thoughts coming out of the New Smyrna game?
The guys played extremely hard. You just see how, with a good team, the differences is just small, minor details that turn into big things. I mean, we had 14 or 15 penalties, a couple of them in the red zone and even a short red zone, which is considered a 10 and in, where we had chances to score, touchdowns, which we know if we would have scored, would have put it in a totally different game and perspective. But either way, both teams played real hard, and you definitely saw both teams battling out, going through different concepts and things like that. But ultimately, they came out on top. So we just got to get better as a coaching staff and make sure we better prepare the kids to push through and get a W in those type of situations.
Yep. Let's go to the tape. We'll take a look at some of the key plays from Friday night's game. So we start off here. Here's a nice pass from Thomas Davidson back to Trayvon Phillips for 30 yards.
Oh, yeah. Just a one-on-one matchup, and we like Trayvon versus pretty much any corner in that type of situation. So got some good pass protection, got the ball up.
Mac Chimento puts the SANDCRABs on the board with a 35-yard field goal. We go up 3-0 there.
Yeah, that was one of those situations where it was 3rd and 1 and we got a penalty, and ultimately we had to settle for a field goal.
All right, and here's one of the 2 turnovers we had on the night. I think this is Jake Light that forced the fumble here that we recover.
Yeah, they just tried to run a tunnel scheme. Light did a great job flowing over the top, and we was able to get on top of that.
And this is Colt Brown coming in to make a play. He had a good game on Friday night. He had
about 5 TFLs. We moved him around a little bit at a couple of different positions.
All right, and once again, your defense here. A couple guys getting in on the sack there of the quarterback.
Yep, guys rallying to the ball, which is always a great thing. Something that we preach every day.
And here we go. E.J. Williams, who continues to make big plays this year with the strip and the return here.
Just a ball hawk. That was just a change of momentum right there, getting us all the way down. Unfortunately, we got a penalty on that play at the end of unsportsmanlike conduct, so that pushed us back.
And we got Craig here with a nice pickup to get the first down.
Yeah, throughout the night, we definitely had some good runs, some good plays. A couple of them was negated on penalties.
And then Tashad Troutman with the jet sweep here. He also picks up the first down. So not a lot of highlights on the evening. Close game, 13-3.
Yeah.
They get the win. So
yeah. This week just focusing on bouncing back, correcting some of those mistakes, so we're not put in that same situation, or we in that same situation, we're able to prevail. But the guys did a good job coming out yesterday with good energy, focused on making those corrections, and ultimately we just focused on Pine Ridge right now, not looking back at that game, but understanding the corrections that we do got to get better at. So the next time we're in those type of situations, that close situation, which the rest of these games on the schedule is going to be some close games, that we able to prevail in those type of situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talked about some of the costly mistakes. So one of the stories of the game was some of the mistakes that we made. You talked last week about the turnover battle.
Yeah.
That was even. Takeaways were even 2 apiece. But it was those penalties that were costly.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of the ones that stuck out, like I said, we 3rd and 1 and we was about on the 7-yard line heading in, with our big running back and our O-line that was making some good blocks. And we get 12 men out on the field, and after a timeout, and I just spoke with the coaching staff that that's unacceptable. We can't have that type of situation. And then we come back about a quarter later, and then we have 10 out there, and we get a 5-yard penalty in a similar type situation. So as a coaching staff and players with the personnel, that's unacceptable, especially if you're struggling for points. You can't have those type of situations that either knock you out of field goal range or prevent you from scoring a touchdown and having to settle for a field goal.
What do you do to get the offense going? The offense had 158 total yards on the night, only 30 through the air. You talked about as a unit, you need to do better. What's the offense doing this week to get back on track?
We just focusing on the details as well as moving some guys around in some different spots to give us a jump start at some things, and just focusing on. We watched the film for over 2 hours on Saturday and just saw it wasn't necessarily the plays, it just was execution of the plays and focusing back on executing those, and if there's any disconnect between the players, figuring out what's the disconnect so we get it corrected for this Friday.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears here for a bit, and we're gonna talk about the future of SANDCRAB's football and highlight our junior varsity program. So we can go ahead and roll tape as we talk about them. JV's having a good year. They're 3-3 on the year. Every game but one has been close and down to the wire. Yep. What are your overall thoughts on the JV squad?
Like I said in the previous interviews, they seem to set the tempo a lot of times for the week fours with the Thursday games. A lot of the older guys come and check them out. I mean, they work hard throughout the week in practice, and it's good that they're able to actually get their own games to be able to make plays. And it's exciting seeing them making those same type of plays, you know, going against older guys and kind of getting beaten up during the week, and being able to go against guys, you know, their age and have that type of success. A lot of the guys are even younger. You know, we have a predominantly freshman JV team, so it's good that these guys are getting exposure versus, you know, 15, 16-year-olds at that level and able to have some success.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, 3-3, 500 right now. Got a big game coming up tomorrow to get over that 500 mark. And like I said, the one team that you know, wasn't super competitive, but the guys continue to fight throughout was the University, a lot bigger team, but the guys didn't quit and continue to work throughout that game, which is real encouraging. You know, and lost a couple of close ones, like the Creek one. You know, the first game of the year, team won, I think, 18 plus games in a row at that point. Something like that, might be a little bit more.
And that was a loss in overtime.
Yeah, so
had our opportunities. So this is a fun team to watch, Coach. They're, like you said, they're younger, so they're somewhat undersized. You see them in pregame warm-up, and you sometimes think it might be a mismatch because physically the other team sometimes look big, but these guys play much bigger than they're measurable. They're a scrappy team that plays with a lot of heart, and they're fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's just going to be encouraging getting them into this offseason program with Coach Josh, getting a full program underneath him. A lot of them guys only came in, you know, sometime in June and got, you know, about 4 or 5 weeks in the program. So now them having a full, you know, 7 or 8 months in the program is going to be encouraging and exciting to see them in the spring and then head into the next summer.
Yeah. And one of the things I notice about what your staff does is guys that perform well on JV take advantage of those opportunities, often get the opportunity to sometimes get up to varsity and get some playing time there.
Yeah, for sure, especially with it coming down towards the end of the year with this game, then we're having one more JV game left. A few other guys that's been consistent on that level are going to get a chance to move up and being able to at least suit up, and then you never know. You know, we're not having a huge program like some of these programs with 90, 100 players. You're only 1 or 2 injuries away from getting thrown into the fire, as we like to say.
All right. Okay, so coming up this week, you've got Pine Ridge at home. Another district game. It's our homecoming.
Right.
You guys are 3-0 at home at Daytona Stadium, so we've been playing pretty well at home.
Right.
What's your overall thoughts about the Pine Ridge game?
We just focus on us right now, trying to, you know, it's a lot of distraction this week. You got homecoming, you know, you got the pep rally, you got all these things going on the campus, which is great as far as that excitement around the program. But as far as us as football, we got to be focused on the game, you know, not a lot of these outside things. So want the kids to enjoy, you know, their high school years, but understand we're here to win this football game, and we know if we focus on the things we need to do, we come out with a W. So that's just what we preach in these next couple of days. make sure we focus and know why we're here to get this W.
Absolutely.
And then we can celebrate afterwards.
Because you guys are still in the mix. The district title's still in play.
For sure.
Playoff implications are still at stake. I mean, so you guys are still in the mix. This is another big game for you.
Yeah, and just solidifying, we go 1 week at a time, and just to get us to 5 wins, which would be huge for us as a program. So that's all we focus on right now. This game right here, and then, like I said, we can celebrate afterwards.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck to you this week, Coach.
Hey.
Come home with the win. So you heard it here, SANDCRAB fans. Big game this Friday. It's homecoming, a big district game. They're still in the playoff chase. Come out and support our SANDCRABs on Friday night, and we'll see you next week for SANDCRAB Talk.
Well, that's it. Our record is 4-3, and it's homecoming week. Plan on being at the game, and we'll see you next week after Game 8. Thanks for watching We Lit TV, and remember to bookmark, subscribe, and turn on push notifications for SBHS broadcasting. I'm Cameron saying see you on the field, SANDCRABs.